Okay, we have. I wouldn't say this is fun, but it's going to be fun because we're just going to shit all over this article. It's going to be fucking awesome. So, yeah, you read that right. Dear white people, you're never racially discriminated against, so just shut up. Let's look at the author here. Yeah, you look like fucking upper middle class little dick. So let's have some fun here. Let's just jump into this one. Okay, a recent poll published by the New York Times has found that over half of white people in America believe they're being discriminated against. Yes, you read that right. Yeah, I kind of buy it. It definitely feels that way. 55% of white folk in the States believe that they're mistreated by society because of their skin color. Yeah. To recap, this is a country where, now let's get ready for that line of historical crimes. Slavery was around for 245 years, followed by over 100 years of official and unofficial segregation. Yep, that happened, and it stopped, so we can shut up now. 25% of those killed by police are black, despite Afro-Americans only making up 13% of the population. Yes, except that the vast majority of people shot by cops, I'm willing to bet 97% or higher. I don't want to say 99, but somewhere around there, are men, so that doesn't make any fucking sense. And on top of it, the number of white people killed by cops is slightly above parity too, so just saying. 34% of the prison population is black. That has nothing to do with anything because, I'm sorry, they're generally the people in prison are committing crimes. Generally. You get the occasional fuck up, but generally speaking, they are guilty. Just pointing that out. 45.8% of young black children live in poverty. I'm sorry, that sucks. How is that white people's fault? Just saying. How is that their fault? Because before the 50s, it wasn't that bad for black people. It was actually kind of okay. Just pointing that one out for you. 1,064 racially motivated incidents were reported in the first months after Trump was elected. I seem to recall the vast majority of those being faked. I'm just saying. Most of those were debunked as fake. And yes, some of them did happen, but those are some real assholes because people like you are pushing more people into their camp and they're getting brave. So if you'd shut the fuck up, we wouldn't have this problem. Just pointing that out. It is a country which is presided over by someone who calls neo-Nazis very fine people. I'm pretty sure you're taking Trump out of context there, but whatever. A country which is scarred from decades and centuries of racism. I wouldn't actually say we're scarred anymore because the last people that actually remember racism are kind of old. I mean, seriously, like, last generation is the last generation that's going to remember it actually happening to them. Just saying. And in over 2017, over half the Caucasian population think that they're being the ones being discriminated against. Yep, because it really fucking feels that way. I would like to point out that this author is from the United Kingdom. Just saying. She's from the UK. The country that has a news station, the BBC, actually, honest to God, replacing white people with brown people. Honest to fucking God. Just pointing that out, that maybe there's something to that. Just saying, maybe think about that for a second. A 68-year-old man from Ohio told NPR that if you apply for a job, they seem to give the blacks the first crack at it. Basically, if you want to get any help from the government, if you're white, you don't get it. If you're black, you get it. Sir, is it because you've been riding on your skin color to make up for things your entire life? This is the first bit of beautiful irony in this article. There's a lot more delicious, delicious irony, but I would just like to point out that you can't make this up. You can't. It's fucking beautiful, and I love it. This kind of attitude, in America at least, isn't uncommon. Yeah, there's a reason for that, because honestly, as a white guy who went to college, do you want to know what I get for being a white dude going to college? Nothing. You get nothing. You don't get any help. Okay? I don't get any help for being a white or a dude. The only way I get assistance is if A, I'm broke, and even that's actually really fucking hard to get. I will be entirely honest. Actually getting honest to God financial aid is a bit of a bitch, and it's not fun paying that back. I didn't need it, but that's because I live with my parents, so it was really cheap for me. But yeah, being a dude, the only way you get assistance from scholarships is if you actually, earned them. I'm just saying that, you have a 3.8 or whatever in science or something, you get a $1,000 scholarship or something. Those are the scholarships literally everyone can get, is what I'm saying here. There's no black woman in science thing. There's nothing for that for white dudes. You have to just, unless everyone can get it, you don't get it, because there's no exclusive white dude thing. Because, well, this kind of shit. But that's why we feel that way. When my dad visited the States back in the 90s, he said he was waiting in a bus shelter when a white down and out came around asking for loose change. He approached the black people first, addressing them in a derogatory manner, demanding money. When it became apparent they had none at hand, he went, cap in hand, to the white folk. See, now the problem is that you don't tell us how he talked to the white guys, so maybe he was just an asshole. Just saying, he might have, honest to God, just been an asshole. I'm just pointing that out here because it's kind of necessary. I might not have anything, but at least I have my whiteness is a real attitude. Really? Where? Fucking citation. Give me anything. I will take a picture. Anything, but you got nothing. You're just saying it like it's fact. And you could probably have found a tweet. If it's a real attitude, you could have found a tweet and stuck it in here. How hard would that have been? But you fucking didn't, because it's a giant-ass straw man. Like, fucking huge straw man. That sense of entitlement, even when you're literally begging for money, persists. For white folk to then turn around and plead victimhood is maddening. It's also maddening when I see fucking upper middle class bitches like yourself and all the other fucking assholes going, we're victims! Dude, you make way more fucking money than I do. Way more goddamn money than I do. Your parents probably make way more money than my fucking parents. You've had shit handed to you on a silver platter. And it's annoying. Okay? Go back to the college thing. I hear fucking upper middle class people, they live with their parents and their parents are paying for their college. Excuse me? I don't know a single person whose fucking college was paid for by their parents. Not a damn one. I paid for my college. My sister paid for her college. All of my friends paid for their fucking college. Everybody paid for their own damn college. My parents assisted me by letting me live at home. That's how they assisted me in paying for college. Okay? That's it. That's all they could do. Because we're not fucking swimming in money. This is why I get pissed off when I hear these. This is what people talk about with fucking entitled millennials. They're not talking about all of them, which is part of the problem. They're talking about a specific fucking subset of these middle class shits who have been spoiled with everything. Just everything is covered for them. And it's so goddamn annoying because it gets this shit. All of this shit up here is what that turns into. This GIF is shit, I'll be honest. In the UK, I've heard people, particularly white men, complain about quota mentality and the fact that companies are more lenient on women and ethnic minorities in order to get their diversity stats up. Yes, it's because they are. I will just keep using the BBC as a fucking example. It's pretty much perfect as an example. Because they're firing white people to make room for black people and brown people. Not Asians, interestingly enough. But everyone else, and women, because fuck it. Because fuck white men. That's kind of how it feels. Whether it's true or not, that's definitely how it feels. And you're all so fucking obsessed with feelings. How about that? And then, of course, we go to the CEO stat. Just 4% of the CEOs in the FTSE, 100 companies are black or Asian. Just 50 of the 1,400 British professors operating in our universities are black. 3% of doctors in the UK are black. Okay, I'd like to point out that professors have a very low turnover rate. So you're probably still sitting on the same professors from 20, 30 years ago. Just pointing that out. There's that explanation. 3% of doctors in the UK are black. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to be fucking doctors. I have no idea. There's not that many doctors. The fucking CEO thing, though, you should be happy about that. Because CEOs have a very high percentage of them have sociopathic tendencies. Just saying. Okay? CEOs of big companies tend to have sociopathic tendencies. We're talking like 7 to 10 of sociopathic traits. So you should be happy they're not that high. But you're not. Jesus Christ. That doesn't scream lowering the standards to cram more black people in jobs. Yes, but you don't bring up the BBC where that's happening. Yeah, so there's that. There's no government conspiracy here or abroad against the average white man. If you don't get the grades of these kinds of jobs, you're not getting in. End of. See, this is that more glorious irony they're bitching about. Right here. Right? This beautiful highlighted line right there. It's so dumb because you just said it to white people who are talking about their race, feeling it's dragging them down, and you go and say, but meritocracy, and we're going, gotcha, bitch. Seriously, the fact that you don't see it is probably the funniest part here. It's great. Like I said, you cannot make this shit up. It's fucking beautiful. The thing is, however, that when it comes to ethnic minorities, there is a number of reasons why people don't achieve top grades. Lower income, crap housing, single-parent families, or poor schooling, lack of access to materials. I would like to point out that that's everyone. Okay, go to the deep south in America, where that kind of shit is actually fairly common too, and those kids aren't getting good grades either. Just gonna be entirely honest here. Let's go to some random trailer park in, I don't know, fucking Mississippi. Just go to southern Mississippi or northern Louisiana or whatever. Just go to some trailer park there where the family's on welfare, there's barely any parental anything, their house is shit, their school's terrible. Yeah, I don't think those kids are going to do all that well either. Just gonna point that one out. That's kind of a universal thing. And also, hilariously, it's what we've been saying for a long time. See, more beautiful irony here. Because what have we all been fucking saying for a long time? It's not your race, it's all the situation you find yourself in. And we agree, inner city suck dick. That's the beautiful fucking irony here. I fucking love it. They just go, this is a black person problem. We're going, yeah, we kind of said that. Love how you totally fucking missed that. It's not that white people are inherently smarter than the rest of us. Except that's kind of what you've been saying. Just would like to point that out. You've been kind of implying that. As Dave Cohen loves to say, the soft bigotry of low expectations. Yeah, right there. We are not saying white people are smarter than black people, okay? We have not been saying that. Some people have, but fuck them. It's that they've been in position of privilege for so long that even the most middle-of-the-road student has a chance of getting into a Russell Group university simply because their parents can afford the extra tuition. See, that's not earning it, okay? And no, okay? I'm a pretty damn middle-of-the-road student. There's no way in fuck I could have gotten to a Russell Group university. No fucking way. My parents can't pay for that shit. See, and this is what really pissed me off. When they talk about white people or the white middle class, they're specifically referring to the fuckers on the coast. Who, quite frankly, as someone who lives in the middle class, like the actual honest-to-God middle class in the actual center of America, they're not middle class anymore. We don't call them upper middle class anymore. They're fucking lower upper class. Because of the fucking disparity between them and us. Okay, they're way more like the upper class than they are like the middle class. I would love to I'm just pointing that one out for you. Okay? My parents could not pay me through college. No way in fuck. No, I don't know anybody around here whose parents could have paid them through fucking college. Nobody makes that kind of money. Alright? It's not a normal fucking thing, people. Jesus Christ, way to make a giant-ass generalization here. It's like, yeah, middle-of-the-road student, you can go to, like, Harvard. No, I can't. Fuck that shit. No way I can make that. If white Americans generally believe that black people stand a better chance in the job market today, that's something to celebrate. I would be happy too, except if it didn't fucking feel like they were basically cheating. And you know what? A bunch of them aren't. A bunch of them actually earn where they're supposed to be. I would actually say the majority of them deserve to be where they are. The problem is, you get the fucking shits who are so bad at their job and are clear diversity hires, thus ruining it for everyone else. That's the problem. One diversity hire out of 100 actual earned hires ruins it for the 99. Because now they're going, well, shit, maybe I was just hired for diversity. And everybody else is going, maybe they were just hired for diversity. That's the fucking problem with you people. You keep screaming it, and now we're all going, you know what, do they actually deserve to be here? I wonder. It means that all the hard work, that struggle, the hunger hasn't gone to waste. And I applaud that. Really do. It means they're getting the opportunity they deserve. Wonderful. Equality of opportunity. I'm all fucking for that. The problem is, you're all over the fucking place in this article. Yeah. Somehow I doubt the reality is anywhere is positive. Unemployment in black or African American stands at 8%, the highest group of any ethnicity in America. Next comes Hispanic and then white. I love how you don't actually give me the percentages for those two groups because I have a feeling they're pretty close. I'll be honest here. Ethnic minorities don't want to play the victim. Yeah, I'll actually agree. Most of them don't, but you political ideologues do. You're great at doing that because you do it all the fucking time and you never shut up. God. They're hungry for success and opportunity, but that doesn't mean it's the turn of the white community to start whining just because things aren't as easy as they used to be. Okay, they're not whining because it's not easy. They're whining, or quite frankly, actually complaining because you fuckers are turning the government against them. Okay? I'd like to point out that the pendulum swings. Okay? So it was fucking over these groups. I won't deny that. But it swung. And now we were about even, I'd say in the 90s we were about even. From my own personal experiences, I would say about the 90s, no one really gave a shit. It was like, fine, whatever, do what you want. But now we're swinging the other way. And now you're fucking over white people. It's starting to. Okay, I can see it. And it's going to keep swinging, and it's going to get bad. Unless you fucking stop it. Because guess what'll happen? It'll swing up, and then it'll come back down again, and they're going to fucking go nuts when it goes the other direction. That's why you have to stop it at some point. God. We've had over 300 years of you telling us how superior you are. We're not listening to your bullshit now. There's that goddamn collectivism again. Okay? You haven't had 300 fucking years of them telling you how superior you are. Because you know what? Your numbers are fucking wrong. Past 30 years that hasn't been happening. So shut the fuck up. Okay? Instead of bitching about this in this stupid ass article, you could just go, I'm going to ignore it. Take the Morgan Freeman approach. Just ignore it. Stop fucking talking about it. Stop giving them fucking limelight. Stop talking about it, and it will go the fuck away. Because we'll all really notice the actual goddamn racism. The actual honest-to-God Charlottesville fucking style racism. Not this fake shit you're bitching about. That's all I got for right now. So, all of you have fun, and I hope you had a good laugh.